welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be making my very first wedding cake for Brie Sweets. I am so excited. This is the first wedding cake that I have ever made. This is going to be a video showing you the process of making it, assembling it, decorating it. Before we get into this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy, subscribe for more videos like this, and click that notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. So this wedding cake is going to be 3 tiers. So the bottom is going to be 8 inches, middle 6 inches, and the top 4 inches. So the bottom layer is going to be a fake styrofoam layer, but it's still going to be decorated. And the other 2 layers are going to be lemon flavored with lemon curd and lemon buttercream frosting. So here I'm unwrapping all of the baked cakes, the 6-inch and the 4-inch layers, and cutting them in half, stacking them up just to make sure they fit with the size of the styrofoam tier, since I want them all to be the same. Then I am using a larger cake board and then a smaller cake board underneath to fit the size of the cake, just so that I have more control when I am frosting and decorating it. So as you can see, I'm putting lemon buttercream, creating a ring around it, and then putting the lemon curd. And I'm just going to repeat that process for the 4-inch layer. So when you're stacking a wedding cake, you want to have the cake board exactly the size of the cake, not about 2 inches more than you would for a 1-tier cake. Usually if I'm doing a 4-inch cake, I would have a 6-inch cake board, and if I'm doing a 6-inch cake, I would have a 8-inch cake board just to give that extra space. But with a wedding cake, you don't want any of the cake board to be visible. So now I am doing a crumb coat, just making it really smooth, so that I can be ready for the final decoration. And you can't really see what I'm doing here, but doing the same thing for the 4-inch cake. So now with the 6-inch, I am putting a lot of buttercream on it for the decoration. I just want to make sure that it's completely covered with a bunch of buttercream, just so that I can do this design. So I'm taking my spatula and turning it all the way around the cake, getting off all that extra frosting so that I can have this kind of scalloped or ribbed design. I'm not sure what you would call it. And then I'm just going back in with the offset spatula to correct any mistakes, just to make it all more smooth. And then I'm just smoothing out the top, and that is the 6-inch. Now I'm going in for the styrofoam cake layer. So this one was the most difficult, as it wasn't a chilled cake and it didn't have a crumb coat. So I just put a lot of frosting on it and did the same process as I did the 6-inch cake. And it actually turned out pretty well. The frosting was a little bit more difficult as it wasn't a chilled cake, but anyways, it worked. So now I am attempting to place dowels into the cake. As you could see, I was struggling a bit. Putting dowels into a styrofoam cake layer is very difficult, and I didn't realize that before doing this cake. So I'm just marking where I want to cut the dowels and trying to take it out of the cake, but as you can see, the cake ended up popping off the board. So I would not recommend putting dowels in a styrofoam cake layer. Yeah, I was having a tough time getting it out. So I'm just covering up that mistake, trying to stick it back down on the board. And I decided not to put those 3 dowels in and just put the 6-inch layer right on top. So I put some frosting there, covering up any mistakes, and setting the 6-inch on top carefully, just making sure that it's all in the center. So now I'm attempting to poke a cake dowel through both layers of the cake, and as you can see, that was very difficult. Here I am trying to saw the dowel so that it'll have a sharp pointy end to place inside the styrofoam layer. And I ended up getting it in there with difficulty. I had to kind of bang it down there. And then, as you can see, the styrofoam cake started lifting up from the cake board on the bottom, and that proved to be very difficult. So I think I ended up just taking that center dowel out. Yeah. So I ended up putting 3 dowels in the middle 6-inch tier so that I could support the 4-inch tier. No big dowel through the whole cake. So this is the cake. I put some simple florals and greenery with a little bit of difficulty and a lot of learning along the way. This is the final product. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. So as you saw, I frosted, filled, decorated, put together that wedding cake pretty much all morning yesterday. I have learned a lot from that experience. I'm so glad that I got to do a wedding cake. It was so much fun and super exciting. But honestly, if you're doing a wedding cake, you should do it at least the day before. I kind of messed up there and did it all yesterday morning, and as you saw from some of those clips, I was struggling. Like, the frosting seemed to be melting. I couldn't put the tiers on properly, you know, but eventually I got through it. I got it to work, and the cake made it to the venue successfully. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos like this, and click that notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. Alright guys, bye for now. I'll see you in the next one.